Rhythm and Soul Radio. I am Marco Nobles. We have our virtual studio open, and in walked a longtime favorite of ours. She drops, not only albums but different fun singles along the way. And she's actually touring a little bit right now. She's making her way to the East Coast here in New York and in DC. She's an award-winning independent artist. Such is here. Hey, how you feeling?
Hi, I'm good. Oh my gosh, I am so glad to be here.
Is so glad to be having you here. Um, so we haven't talked in a while. You dropped, I think, three singles since we last spoke. I
Okay.
think, I think, because every
I'm
so
like, which
often
one?
yeah, we every so often we get like a different one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you drop different things that you seem to like you dropped Ordinary People a while back.
Oh,
You dropped
yes.
there was another one that was another cover that was really really nice.
Was it Maybe I'm Amazed?
Maybe I'm Amazed. Yep, that's another one
Okay.
that's really nice that we liked. Talk about that because it's interesting because one, it's always special when someone is able to kind of put their own spin on a cover, but
hmm
as an independent artist, you do it and you release it as singles as opposed to really doing them in the shows. And I'm sure you do them in the shows as well,
I
but
do.
releasing them as a single is an interesting step as an independent artist. So talk about the decision to try to do that as opposed to do something that's more original or whatever, because you could do that too.
Right. Well, I like to, I mean, that was actually birthed, like Maybe I'm Amazed was actually birthed from a conversation I had with my manager, Kevin Harewood. And we were just talking about how cool it is when, somebody does a cover and they sort of make it her own, make it their own.
Hmm.
So let me give an example. So you know how Maxwell does this woman's work, but it was originally
Hmm.
done by, I believe, a British artist, a British female artist, and
Hmm.
things like that. And so um, it's always just fun to do that. I love my band. We play around a lot. And so we came up with our version, with my version of Maybe I'm Amazed. And I did that for Ordinary People. And then the most recent one that I had was Can't Stop Loving You. You know, Kev's Can't Stop
Yeah,
Loving You. So,
that was the one
yeah.
I was trying to think of. The most recent
Oh,
one, Can't Stop
okay.
Loving You.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't Stop Loving You. I mean, that one, okay, so that's one of my all-time favorite songs. It was a really big hit, I think, in 2005.
Hmm.
And so I just remember it being played on every radio station and whatnot. But always the challenge is when I do a cover is how do I put a little bit of such sauce on it? That's what I call it.
Hmm.
Putting my little spin on it. It's called such sauce,
Yes.
so that it still pays, homage to the original, but it also sounds like, I did my thing. So that's
Right.
always fun for me to do.
Right, absolutely. One of the things that I find interesting as we follow you on social media, you do a lot of national anthem singing for
I do. I do.
for the sports teams in Denver where you're
Yep.
based. Yeah,
hmm
that has to be a different kind of experience as well, and
Yeah.
using that as an artist as well to kind of further yourself in a different kind of way.
Yeah, it's been really cool. So I do a lot of national anthems for the Nuggets, and that's always really awesome, especially because we're NBA
And
champs.
being world champions, there you go, there you
You
go.
know, yeah. No, I got to be able. I mean, I've been doing it for such a long time. It was so surreal and amazing that like we won, and we got a great team. So I could go on and
Right.
on about this, but yeah, I've done the Broncos, I've done the Nuggets, I've done the Avalanche, which has been really great. Um, and it's always an incredible experience. It's like just for 20,000 people to be there, that energy, that like
Hmm.
boost of energy, it's super fun to perform in
Hmm.
that environment. So
Right.
I enjoy it.
Absolutely. As an independent artist, and you are a true independent artist, and what I mean by that is, you're doing not only kind of doing everything yourself, you're doing shows, you're traveling, you're finding different ways to promote yourself, and you're
Mhm.
doing all your music, but you're also, you're a mother, you're a sister, you're a friend, so
You're
you have to deal
right.
with all those elements as well. Talk
That's
talk
true.
about how you manage, how you're able to continue managing everything because you've been now had a string of success for a little while now as an independent
Yeah,
artist. And so how do you manage all that, and then you have to try to keep a certain level of success as well?
I know, right? Well, I think one interesting advantage that I sort of have is that I've never been a singer or a musician without having a kid. So those two things sort of
Mm,
happened at the same time. So becoming a mom and becoming a singer, it sort of was something that happened together. So those are things that I've had to figure out from the jump. So I never had like a music career before I had kids. But
okay.
I will tell you, but you're not lying. It definitely takes a lot. But what's really cool about it is, my kids are able to see that I'm living my dream. And so it's one thing to say something, it's another thing for you to actually do it. And so that's one of the things that keeps me going. And they're so supportive, so loving,
That's
so much
awesome.
fun. And I'm just it's really a joy to be able to do what I love, to have kids, to be able, like you said, a sister, a friend. I try to manage all those things because really, I think the art of being an artist is sort of I have to live. Like I won't have
Mm-hmm.
anything to actually give if I don't like fill my cup, which is by living.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
the kind of person who will write a song based off of a conversation I have with a kid, a friend, whatever that is. Like I will do that because I have to live and I have to experience things for me to be able to write and create.
Right, right. And you've been doing this as you doing your art full time for a little while
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, it's been over 10 years, 11 years actually.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
So, and you and I'm sure there's never been a regret. It's probably the best thing you've been able to do is be able to get to the point where you can do it full time and be happy. And like you said, your kids can watch you live your dream and do what you
Mhm.
love, and it gives them inspiration to do whatever it is that they love.
That's right. That's right. And I think it's one thing to pay lip service, like, oh, you can do whatever you want, whatever you dream of, but then you out here not fulfilling your purpose. So that keeps me going for sure. And it's really cool because I think about growing up, like being a singer was not an option for me. And so now when I think about my kids, like nothing is out of the sphere of possibility. Like my son is like, oh, I want to be a pianist and a drummer and the president. And I'm like, that's right,
Mm,
baby.
right, right, right.
Like you want, and that's really cool because I didn't have as many options,
Hmm.
when I thought about what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Right, right. Rhythm and Soul Radio. We are talking with Such here in our virtual studio. She is going to be traveling towards the East Coast where we are based. She'll be
Yes.
here in New York City this Saturday, July 22nd at City Winery. And then a couple weeks later, a couple months later, I should say, we'll be in DC as well. Um, you know,
Mhm.
kind of on a such tour. So
Yeah.
So tell us about what's coming up. Certainly this weekend for those who will be able to
Mhm.
come see you at City Winery.
Yeah, so this weekend is, July 22nd. I'm going to be at City Winery. I'm super excited because I haven't gotten to perform a ton in New York. So I'm excited to be out there. I love the energy of New York. I'm originally from New York and
Right,
Massachusetts. Did you know that?
right. I knew
Yeah, I
that.
grew up
Grew
I
up in
grew up
Long
in Long
Island.
Island.
Yeah.
Yep, grew
See.
up in Long Island. And so it's good. It's always good to come home. And we're just going to have a good old time. Like, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to party with you. And I definitely have to get a hug from everybody who comes to the show afterwards. Okay. That has to happen.
Right, right. And that's the other thing about independent artists, the ability to connect with those who come to see you.
Hmm.
Obviously when every artist I would think wants to be able to do big arenas and that sort of thing, but that doesn't lend to the
Yeah.
opportunity to really talk and hug everybody and that sort of thing, and being able to, and you've been successful doing, like, whether it's city wineries not only in New York but in
Yeah.
Atlanta or in
Yeah.
Chicago or whatever, um, to do venues that are not small venues, but not huge venues, but will take a long time to hug everybody. So,
Right. Right. You
Right.
right, it would. But you know what? I still want to try. Maybe if we do group hugs, what do you think? Like,
Well, that's something you can do. I think some people may want individuals. 'Cause I know you got a lot of fans who've been following you for a while. They want their individual hug
yes.
and be able to tell you that
Yeah.
specific song that means something to them. So you gotta
Hmm.
you gotta prepare for that.
That's
Um,
true. That's true.
yeah. You were talking about your living life and being able to use that for your creation of new music and new
Hmm.
art. What else do you have new on the docket for us to look forward to? Is there a new EP coming, a new full album coming? What are we
Hmm.
looking forward to?
Yeah, definitely a new single, new EP in the works. It's I realized that some artists are really great at creating while they're going through something. I tend to be the person that creates after. I'm definitely a processor. You know what
Mm,
I mean? So I need to process, I need to feel it. And so right now I've been writing like crazy. I've been recording. And so I'm so excited. I cannot wait to share what I've been working on. It's some good stuff.
right,
Yeah.
right. Is it along? Because your last, because I think there were two full LPs that I remember,
Yeah.
and then the singles dropped along the way. Is
Right.
it a long creative process for you to get to dropping an EP or a full LP?
Yeah, it is. It tends to be a longer process just because I consider it like a labor of love.
Hmm.
so, um, but you know what? It all depends on the song. Some songs come to me like this. Others, I've got to massage. I got to work on it for a little bit. But I'm hoping like 2024 there'll be something good.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
2024. So we got a little while to wait.
You
Hopefully
got a
early
little
2024.
while. Let's say early. Let's say like first quarter 2024.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, we'll go with that. We'll take that. We'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, Such is going to be performing here in New York City City Winery, July 22nd. I believe is an 8 o'clock show. I think.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
7:30 show, I believe.
7:30
Yep.
show. Okay, 7:30
Hmm.
show. You can still go to citywinery.com and or the City Winery here in New York, and the website, get tickets, all that good stuff. Make sure
Yes.
you're there so you can see Such perform, in person. What do you remember the last time you were in New York?
Oh my gosh. Let me
Because
think.
I mean, I kind of remember I didn't get to see it. I kind of remember missing the show, but it was a good while ago, I think.
It might have been when I opened up for Loose Ends
Oh
at
wow.
BB King's. Yeah, it might have been
Okay.
that. I think that might have been the last time, which we're talking about that was a while, okay?
Yeah, that was a good
So
while ago. Yeah.
so I'm glad to come back. I'm excited.
Uh, well, it is definitely going to be exciting for everybody who is there.
Mhm.
So I'm glad that we've had a chance to chat a little while. Like I told you before, I don't think I'm going to be able to be there. I'm going to see if I can figure something out. I'm going to have to
Okay.
try to finagle something. But
Okay.
like we said, I will be there in spirit, and certainly all of our listeners and viewers, we want you to be there. So make sure you
Yes,
are
please.
in the house at City Winery to see Such this Saturday, July 22nd. 7:30 show, and you can always go to the website. So before we go, website, social media, all that stuff. Tell everybody how they find you.
Absolutely. Yes. So my website is iamsuch.com. And you can also get tickets from there too. If you just look at the shows, then it's a little bit easier for you to get there. So iamsuch.com. On Facebook, just search for Such. My Instagram is at I am Such, and my Twitter's at Such. So yeah, talk to me, connect with me. Marco, like I
Yes,
talk to people. So I'm super active on social media
yes,
and
that's
it's
right.
really me. So let's actually talk.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for talking with us. We appreciate you. All the best. Travel safely, and
Thank
I'm sure
you.
you can have a great show on Saturday. And go to our website because then you can find out about the DC show coming up for those of you
Yes,
who are in
yes.
DC. Because we're on the
Hmm.
internet, so people can see you in DC. Because I think that show is September 7th. My memory is
Yes.
pretty good.
Your memory is,
My memory is pretty good. So
you're on
there we
it.
go. So
Yeah.
so definitely go to iamsuch.com, get all the information about the shows coming up and information about upcoming projects and all that good stuff. Such, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I'm just excited.
Excellent. It's Rhythm and Soul Radio.